Hey, good afternoon to everyone. I'm going to talk about a very important topic. This is not going to be about society, but this is going to be about you. When I mean you, you all. Okay. So please take this really very seriously and hear me out for 90 seconds. And if you think I'm not making any sense to you, then you can disconnect the video right away. But give me 90 seconds at least, please, for me to explain the outline. Okay. Now, let me give you four scenarios. 40 years back, the average living age of an Indian used to be around 60. Now, it has raised up to 75, 80. A lot of people are living in 80, 85. You mean to say the lifestyle has improved of people? Absolutely not, right? Everybody agree. So then what could be the reason? The advancement of the medical science. Now, on the other hand, can you argue by telling me that, has the diseases come down? No. Earlier, if there was 100 diseases, now there are 1,000 diseases, 1 lakh diseases. Day by day, new diseases is coming. Okay, now what is the remedy? People, those who have money, do not have problem. People from middle class, people from lower class, what do? Even people from upper class, why should they waste their money on medical reasons when they have a solution? That is the question. Okay, so with that in mind, what could be the only solution? The only solution could be health insurance. Now, when I talk about insurance, everybody says only one thing. Listen to me, I am not into health insurance industry anymore, but I'm a super subject matter expert of that field. I'm telling you personally, everybody used to argue with me. Even well-educated people, high post people used to tell me that, I am paying premium, I am very healthy, nothing is happening to me. That means I'm not getting back my premium. Okay, super. I'll tell you. Imagine you are at the age of 40, okay, and you're paying premium of 10,000 rupees yearly. You're paying up to your age of 50. That means what? 10 into 10, 1 lakh you're paid. Up to 50, you're paid. And after that, by the age of 50, you're super fit. 1 lakh you're paid. Your age of 51, still you're fit. You're riding a two-wheeler. Somebody comes and hits you from the back. You meet with a fracture. Now, somebody used to argue with me saying that I used to ride a car, so it is not a problem for me. Okay, you go by morning walking, somebody comes and hits you in the back. What will you do? So there are certain things which is within our control. There are certain things which is out of our control. There are things which are out of our control. Imagine in your age of 51, if you have to spend a plate of foreign plate to be kept in your shoulder, that is going to cost you 2 lakhs. And operation cost and all these medical costs and all this put together is going to come to another 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs, which means a sum of 3.5 lakhs to 4 lakhs. Against the invested money of 1 lakh, you are getting 4 lakhs. And for this 1 lakh, you are again getting 80 D by D tax benefit. So where are you losing? People need to think in that way. Okay, if you're still not convinced, I'll tell you another mathematic. You take 10,000 rupees and divide it by 12 months. If you divide it by 12 months, you pay hardly 350 rupees to 360 rupees a month. That means divided by 30 is coming to close to about what? 30 rupees a day? Think you drank 1 cup of coffee. Can't you save 30 rupees for yourself for your emergency purpose every day? Is a first question that you need to ask yourself. The second question that you need to ask yourself is, don't just cover yourself. It is not just you. Being the head of the family, you need to think of your family as well, because something happens to your child, something happens to your wife, then you are again responsible for it. Then you will have to again spend out of your pocket. I am telling you all the ways to save money which can avoid medical expenses. The importance of medical insurance. Now imagine a premium of 12,000 rupees for 3 people put together for a year. That means you divide it by 3, which is coming to 4,000 per person. 4,000 per person, which is again divided by 12 months, which is coming to how much? 360 divided by 30. coming to 10 rupees to 12 rupees a day. Not even a cup of coffee. Think that way. Now, lot of people used to ask me some questions. I am working in a company. I have a group mediclaim policy. I don't have a problem. My company is giving me a policy. You're not going to work there till 100 years. In some age, you will retire. Understand the importance of health insurance. Health insurance has 1 year waiting period, 2 year waiting period for certain diseases, namely like cataract, fistula, hernia, diseases like this. If there is any pre existing complication like sugar or BP, if any other complication happens even due to, for example, heart attack, might happen because of sugar, might happen because of BP, then you'll still not get the coverage. You will have to have a 4 years of waiting period. That means you retire by 60, then you will get the coverage only from 65, but you will have to start paying a premium from 60. And something happens for the age of 62, what will happen? So think of it. Now, another thing, lot of people used to ask. See, health insurance, everybody says, they will give coverage, but they are not giving us a sufficient claim. To an extent, I agree because it depends on the person who is selling the policy. If the agent is doing a fake work, it can't be done anything. But you need to be very clear, and especially for the team whom I am talking to, if you have any doubt before taking a policy, please check with me. I am there to help you out. See, I am not doing any insurance anymore, but I can suggest you some good policies. Now, more importantly, what you need to think is of your parents. As soon as the age increases, the risk increases. There is policy for senior citizens. If it is a government servant, they have CGHS cover. Imagine your father is retired from TVS. Whatever position he might have been a general manager in TVS. Doesn't matter. Okay. Now he is retired. By 61, he gets a heart attack. He has no income by that time. You have already taken all his money for building your home. Then what will you do? So senior citizen policy is also very mandatory. Now, lot of people get convinced, and then they have some kind of confusion on choosing the sum insured. Sum insured is the value of the coverage that you're going to take. There was one person who has wealthy money, but just for the namesake that he got convinced, but he didn't want to show his ego. He told, I'll take 3 lakh sum insured. I told, sir, it's not personal between you and me. Kindly try to understand that 3 lakh to 5 lakh difference is only 2000 rupees in terms of premium, but it is 2 lakh in terms of sum insured. You imagine in 3 lakh, can you cover 3 people in today's scenario? If 2 people fall ill, husband and wife fall ill, even if one person fall ill majorly, and if it comes to 5 lakhs, then again you will have to spend 2 lakhs out of your hand. Is it actually required? So be very careful when you're choosing the sum insured as well. So when I'm talking about health insurance, it is very mandatory, guys. Why I'm telling you this is, I know you all people are well educated and you all know about this, but the problem here in India is it is only 17% of the people who are covered under health insurance policy. Under 17% also, only 8% of the people are adequately covered. Rest of the people do not have sufficient cover. Another 7%, 18 plus 7, is coming under the group mediclaim policy, which is a company policy. That doesn't matter at all because it might end any time. The company might close, or he might quit, or he might retire. So it is not an individual policy which is going to travel with him lifelong. So have all this in the mind. I'm asking you one simple question. If you're riding a car or if you're riding a bike, you have insurance for your car and your bike, right? Why are you having it? Because if you do not have it, the police person will catch you. Correct? Similarly, since it is mandatory, you are having insurance for your bike. But person who is sitting on the bike and riding the bike does not have an insurance. Which is more important, the bike or the person who is driving the bike? If the bike goes, for a fault, you can repair or throw it off. But if something happens to you and tomorrow if you do not have money, what will you do? You will have to borrow, right? Now imagine another scenario. You have saved 20 lakhs for your daughter marriage. You are at your 55 or edging close to your 58, 60, and suddenly something happens to you. Now you are at your 45, 42, 43. In 15 years later, 20 lakhs could be an easy, expense for a heart attack. At that scenario, what will you do? Just think of that. Will you spend for your daughter's marriage or will you spend for your, operation? If you spend for your operation, you're already a patient. Then where will you go for a fund for getting a daughter married? So please think of it. Government is giving you a backup with tax benefit, and you can always have, a health insurance policy which you can be confident of a cashless treatment. You need not pay and get a return. If you are given the declaration properly without hiding any details like your, pre-existing complications, you are super safe. You just need to understand that. Okay, so I sum up by saying health insurance is a mandatory thing. Please go for it, guys. And see, I'm coming to a place where I'm going to end the video, which is a noble place, which is a temple inside our community. And I'm ending this video with a meaningful place because this is a hospital inside our community, and you can see an ambulance always standing here for emergency. Nobody is under any threat here, but there should be a backup. This is the backup plan you need to have. So think, guys, it is really very important, and tell your friends and educate your friends as well that importance of health insurance. Health insurance is mandatory. Have that in the mind. Purchase gold. If the price increases, don't purchase. But you can't. Your life is more priceless than gold. If you can't afford for your treatment, then there is no meaning of purchasing a gold. First, give importance to necessity. Then go for, comfort. Then go for luxury. I do not know how many people here have health insurance. If you have, still upgrade it. And there are certain health insurance companies which still provide you, you know um, international coverages as well. There are only few companies which give you international coverages, but if you are willing to go abroad, though you're not a NRI, if you want to go abroad and get an operation done in America or Canada or wherever, you can still get it done. Though the premium might be a little high, it's still available. Instead of just depending on a travel insurance policy during a travel, if you can have a health insurance which will cover you 365 days 24 bar 7, it is going to be helpful. And again I'm telling you, I'm not marketing at all. I'm just trying to give you some kind of a solution which is going to be helpful and meaningful for people's life. Okay, so if you have any doubts regarding this, you can please contact me anytime. But please go for a health insurance. You can take it online or you can go through any agent, get that policy very well clearly clarified. Ask for certain points like which disease will be having waiting period, 1 year waiting period, 2 year waiting period, will the pre-existing disease will be covered. Give a proper declaration and ask from when they will get the coverage. I'm telling you, as per IRDA, Insurance Regulatory Development Authority of India, from the day of 24 hours from time of taking the policy, if you are meeting with an accident, you are eligible for the coverage from the next day. First 31 days is a waiting period, it's a cooling period. In the 15th day, if you are going through any problem, diseases or injury, you will not injury, but if you are going through any kind of illness, you will not get the coverage. From 31st day, you are eligible for right from 1 day fever to a even if corona comes back. But for certain diseases, there are restrictions. And for senior citizen policies, there are sublimits and co-payments. Sublimits means each of the disease will have a capping. For example, 5 lakh sum insured means, a hernia will be covered only up to 50,000. Fistula will be covered only up to 20,000, like that. Okay. And co-payment means, if it is a pre-existing complication for a senior citizen, it will be 50-50, otherwise 70-30. But imagine, still it's a good deal, because if it's going to be 70-30 also, if its bill is going to be 10 lakhs, you're just going to pay 3 lakhs and say 7 lakhs. Don't take it casually, and don't delay things, because life is priceless. Thank you.